Okay. So yeah, the classmates your classmates who already posted their answers got the correct answer. Very good. Okay, and Jaisal even got a way on how to copy that summation notation in the chat box. Very good. Okay, let's now have it. So we have the summation notation or the sigma symbol. And then from n is equal to 1, since we have the first term, which is 5, and there are only 4 terms, so up to the fourth. That's the upper limit. Now, all we have to do is to form our function here. Just like what I told you, all you need to do is to get your first term and your common ratio. And the first term is, of course, it's 5. And the common ratio is what? What's the common ratio? What do you need to multiply to the previous term to get the next term? Type your answer in the chat box, please. What should you multiply to get the next term? It's 4. Very good. So when you multiply 4 to each term, you will get the next term. So that's the common ratio, which is 4. And so let's just substitute it in the formula. The formula is this. A sub 1 times the common ratio raised to n minus 1. So let's just substitute it there. So we have the first term is 5 times the common ratio is 4. And then just type n minus 1. And that's the formula. Let's just try if it's correct with 1. 5 times 4 times raised to 1 minus 1. Of course, that becomes 0. And 4 raised to 0 is also equal to 1. 1 times 5, that's 5. Check. Got it? Let's have another. 5 times 4 raised to 2 minus 1. And that becomes 2 minus 1. It's just 1. That's 5 times 4. That's 20. Check. Next. 5 times 4 raised to 3 minus 1. That is 2. 4 squared is 16. So 5 times 16, the answer is 80. Okay, try it in the calculator. Oh, no problem. It's okay if you send it to everyone. It's correct naman. No problem. Okay. Next. Yung n minus 1 mo dapat naka-raise lang siya. It's okay, no problem. We learn from our mistakes. And of course, 5 times 4. Yeah, this is the end. 4 minus 1. And that becomes 5 times, this is 3. 4 times 3, that is 64. Yeah, 64. 4 times 4, 16. 16. Ay, wait. Yeah, 4 times 4, 16. 16 times 4, 64. Correct. So 5 times 64 is 320. That's it. And that's how we write our given series into a summation notation. Okay, so when we add them, 320 plus 80, 400, 425. The value of this is 425. Got it? Kindly show a reaction if you understood that process. Let me see. Explore the reactions in our Zoom platform. Very good, chicken. Okay, good. Okay, I'm glad you understood the process. Now let's move on with our arithmetic series. This is just very easy. Kasi we already have the formula here. Actually, when I discussed this in the grade 10, I don't know if your classmates remember this story of a young boy and a lazy math teacher. I don't know if you remember that. That is the origin of the arithmetic series. Who among you can still remember that story? The story of a young boy and a lazy math teacher. Patingin nga, sino nakakatanda pa nun? Ay, Alan. Wala nakakatanda sa mga 10-1. Kinuwento ko yung last school year. Di nyo natatandaan? Bad trip. Okay. Since you cannot remember it, let me retell the story for you. Okay? Okay. Sige, drawing natin para mas exciting. Okay, ready? So there was this one math teacher who was so lazy when he enters the class. Okay, and there are lots of learners here, lots of learners all around the classroom. Okay, now they have 1 hour to teach. However, the teacher was so tamad at that time. So the teacher thought of a better and a beautiful idea. Light bulb yon. Hindi siya raketa. Okay, a light bulb. Meron siya naisip na paraan. I want my ano lang to mga grade 1 or grade 2 na mga bata. As in, they are really young learners. So, the teacher thought of an idea. Okay. Para magtagal ang oras ng mga bata at hindi ako magturo, I will just ask them to add numbers. So, the teacher told the students, okay, students, kindly add all the numbers from 1 to 100. You need to add all the numbers from 1 to 100. And kindly, you can spend the whole period in doing this. And while you solve this problem, I will just go out for a while and we'll do something. The teacher said. Is the instruction clear? Said the teacher. And all the learners said, yes po. And so, since the learners agreed, the teacher felt the joy na finally I can rest for an hour. Surely these young learners will take some time to add all the numbers from 1 to 100. So, when the teacher was about to go out, at nandito na siya malapit sa door, palabas na siya, one student raised his hand. Teacher, I'm finished na po, said the boy. And then, to the surprise of this teacher, he was just shocked to be called by this young boy. And then ang sabi, are you sure you're finished? Yes po, said the boy. Let me see. What is your answer? The boy showed his answer. And that was 5,050. And the teacher was so surprised. Is the sum of the numbers from 1 to 100 really 5,050? So, since the teacher was not so sure of it, the teacher started adding the numbers from 1 to 100. 1 plus 2, that's 3, plus 3, that's 6, plus 4, that's 10, plus 4, plus 5, 15, up to a point that 1 hour ended and the teacher was not yet finished answering the test or adding all the numbers. Then the teacher asked, how did you get that? Said the teacher to the boy. And then the boy simply showed his illustration to the teacher. Simple lang po, teacher, sabi niya. Mabait yung bata, nagpo-pose. So I noticed po that 1 to 100, 1 to 100 is an even number po. So therefore, meron po siyang exactly half, said the boy. Nananagalog yung bata. So, nilagay ng bata, meron po 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus ... Ang kalahati po hanggang 50 plus 49 plus 50. And then po, ang ginawa ko po, since exactly the same po, magiging exactly the same po kapag hinati ko, nalagay ko po dito yung 100 plus 99, yung remaining half naman po, plus 98 plus ... plus 52 plus 51. Sabi nung bata. And we all know po there are all 50 numbers here po. So when I pair them po, there will be 50 pairs ng mga ganitong numbers po. And then I added po 100 plus 1, that's 101. And then plus 99 plus 1 plus 2, it's 101. Plus 98 plus 3, that's 101. Ayun, 1. Plus dot, dot, dot. 49 plus 52, 101. Plus 50, plus 51, that's 101 po. So, 101 po, lahat ng mga pairs of numbers. There are 50 pairs of numbers. So, I thought of multiplying 101 by 50 because there are 50 101 pairs. So, kapag minultiply ko po to, this becomes 0. 5 times 1, that's 5. 5 times 0, that's 0. And 5 times 1, that's 50. Therefore po, the sum of all the numbers from 1 to 100 is 5,050, said the boy. And so, the teacher was so ashamed of himself. Kasi he underestimated the children. And because of his lazy thing, instead of teaching the learners, he learned from this one learner. And actually, this is a true story. Ayan. True story ang story lang ito. Dito gawa-gawa lang ni Sir Orlan. Inanimate ko na lang. And this boy who was able to get this 5,050 in no time is Carl Goss. Ayan. Ayun. So, this is Carl Goss. He's a mathematician. So, ang pagka-mathematician niya started when he was a kid because of the challenge of this teacher. Okay? Dapat nag-absent na lang yung bata para walang arithmetic. Sir, di ko po alam kung pinadali niya ang buhay niya o kami po yung pinahirapan niya ngayon sa invention niya. Okay. Actually, he just made our life simpler. Try nyo nga mag-add. 1 to 100, dire-diretso. You will take so much time to solve that. But because of Carl Goss, mas pinadali yung buhay. Ito kasi mas mukha siyang komplikado kasi it's a detailed computation. And so, of course, Carl Goss never stopped from here. He continued developing his formula, his invention, his discovery, and he ended up with this formula of the arithmetic series. At ito yung formula na na-develop ni Carl Goss. And that is S sub n is equal to, ready? It's in the SLM. N over 2, let me share it with you as well. Here. Yan. S sub n is equal to n over 2 times a sub 1 plus a sub n. N over 2 is this. Yung total, divide mo by 2. And that is 50. There. Try natin. So, S sub 100, kasi there are 100 terms, is equal to 100 over 2 times. You all need to have your first term and the last term. Okay? Your first term here is 1 plus your last term here is 100. Can you follow? And then, eto, dyan galing yung 100. Sorry. Dyan galing yung 100 plus 1, that's 101. Okay? So we will have here S sub 100 is equal to 100 divided by 2. That's 50 times 1 plus 100 is 101. Can you follow? And then 101 times 50 is equal to 5,050. And that's it. Okay? So That is the formula that we will be using for the arithmetic series. So if not for Carl Gauss, you will just be the same as this teacher, solving all the numbers, adding them manually one by one until you end up spending too much time and wasting your time adding all these numbers instead of just using this formula. Shouldn't we be thankful of Carl Gauss? And of course, more than anyone else, more than Carl Gauss, let's thank this lazy teacher. Because of his challenge, Carl Gauss was able to think critically and was able to make this formula for us to have a simpler life. Got it? Okay, that's a true story. Try nyo mang-type. Try nyo i-search si Carl Gauss. Story of Carl Gauss. Ayan. Ayan. Lalabas na dyan yung mga storya niya. Ayan, no? Ayan, no? Who was an elementary student in the late 1700s, amazed his teacher with how quickly he found, etc. Oh, see, it's a real story. It's a true story. Ito itong storya, yung sa akin animated lang. Okay? So, feel free to get that story for you. Okay, let's now have it. So, you now know the origin of the arithmetic series, and the formula is S sub n. Ready? S sub n is equal to n over 2 times a sub 1 plus a sub n. Ready? Okay, find. Oh, ready your calculators, ready your papers and your chat box. Find S sub 32 if. Okay. Wait lang. Here. Find. Ayoko na si S sub 32. Yung medyo simple ng konti. Here. Find S sub 8 if a sub 1 is equal to 5 and a sub 8 is equal to 265. Go. Type your answer in the chat box. Okay, your classmates are now typing their answers. We're waiting for the rest. Just follow the formula. So S sub 8 is equal to n, that there are 8, of course, 8 terms over 2 times a sub 1 is 5 plus 265. Okay. Uy, Kendall, medyo nawala yung sagot mo. This becomes 8 divided by 2, that's 4, times 5 plus 265. Yeah, joke lang. 270. 270 times 4, 7, 14, 21, 28. Okay, so that is 1,080. That's S sub 8. Okay, got it? Show a reaction if you understood that process. Let me see. Okay, very good. That's simple. Okay, good. Now, what if the first term is given, but the last term is not, and other terms are given? What shall we do? If that's the case, we will end up using a different formula. Here. Ayan. So, this formula for arithmetic series is applicable. Wait lang ha. Let me just erase this. Okay, binura ko na yung kwento ni Carl Goss. Okay, here. Ay, sorry, nabura ko. Mali. Oh, nabura ko si arithmetic series. Okay, let's just wait. Okay, it's lagging. Wala na akong magagawa. So let's just have another one here. If, by the way, the formula a while ago is the formula for the arithmetic series if ayan, arithmetic series. So if the first and last terms are given, the previous formula will be used. But if the last term is not given, but the common difference in the first terms are, then let's use this formula. This is actually a combination of the first and last term formula and the arithmetic sequence formula to find the last term. Okay? This was already discussed to you last school year. So this is just a reiteration of the formula. So S sub n is equal to, same, we have n over 2 times 2 times a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Okay? Sample. What are these terms for? N means last term. Last term. A sub 1, of course, is the first term. Last term or the number of terms. Ne? Ayan, first term si A sub 1. And you know that already. N and N. And then D is the common difference. Okay, that's it. Let's have this as an example. Ready? If we have ayun, nagpapabebe yung aking whiteboard game. If we have A sub 1 is equal to 3 and the common difference is equal to 5, find S sub 20. Ay, bakit 20 din to? Ayoko to. Ayoko ng gaya-gaya. S sub 30. Yan. Find S sub 30. Ready? So, we now have the first term, 3. We have the common difference, which is 5. And n is missing. What is n? In this case, it's not among the given, but we know that there is n here. Type the answer. What is n in this set of given? What is n? What is n? Type the answer in the chat box. Type the answer in the chat box. Only 2 share their answers. Let me see the rest. Where is n in this given? Where is n? Type your answer. Very good. And so n can be found there. There is n. There is n. Therefore, our n is equal to 30. So now we can do the formula. S sub 30 is equal to 30 over 2. Kindly solve it with me. Times 2 times 3 plus n is 30 minus 1 times your d is 5 and then close. Go. Solve it and type your answer in the chat box when you're done. Chance already sent her answer. Let's wait for the rest. Linnea shared her answers already. Okay, Princess as well. What about the rest? Daniela sent her answer. And all those who sent their answers are already correct. Very good. Let's wait for the rest. Eman sent his answer, correct? Okay. Some are solving manually. Some are solving using their calculators. Okay, no problem. Riza also is correct. Now, let's solve it. 30 divided, Ivan is also correct. 30 divided by 2, that's 15. Times 2 times 3, that's 6. Plus 30 minus 1, that's 29. 29 times 5. There. Oh, 29 times 5, what's the answer? 29 times 5, what's the answer? 29 times 5 equals 145. So that is 6 plus 145. 145 plus 6 is 151. So 15 times 151 is equal to 15 times 151 equals 2265. So that is 2265. And your answers are correct. Very good. Got it? Show a reaction if you understood that process. Let me see. Okay, madali lang daw. Very good. Okay, great. And finally, we are done with the arithmetic series. Now let's move on with the geometric series. Okay, ayan. This is also easy. So we have here the geometric series now. Okay, and so the formula here is S sub n is equal to A sub 1 times 1 minus R sub n, R raised to n over 1 minus R, where R should not be equal to 1. Kasi if it's just 1, 1 times 1, 1 times 1, 1 times 1, it will never move. Pare-pareho lang siyang 1. Okay? So you know this. R is the common ratio, N is the number of terms, and A sub 1 is the first term. As simple as that. Ready? So let's have this. Find S sub 15 if the first term is 6 and the common ratio is 2. Game. Find S sub 15 if the first term is 6 and the common ratio is 2. Type your answer in the chat box once you're done. Go. I'm waiting for your answers. You may use your calculator. This time, I suggest use your calculator. This will help you a lot because you will be multiplying bigger numbers here. Okay, 2 already send their answers. Okay, and I guess your classmates are getting the correct answer. 192 96,602. Correct. Okay, game. So let's do this. We have S sub 15 is equal to, just keep your answers coming. Let me see. A sub 1 is 6 times 1 minus 2 raised to 15. Ayan. That's the reason why I told you to use your calculator, because you will be multiplying bigger numbers. And then 1 minus 2. Okay? So when we solve this, oy, Princess has a little different answer from the rest. So we will have here 6 times 1 minus 2 raised to 15 is, let me see the calculator, 2 raised to 15 is, oh, that's so big, 32,768. 32,768 over 1 minus 2, that's negative 1. Okay. So 1 minus 32,768 is, that becomes 6 times negative 32,767 over negative 1. So that becomes 6 times 32,767 is 196,602. This is negative 196,602 over negative 1. Good thing there's negative 1 here. So when you multiply, when you divide negative 1 by negative 1, the answer is positive. So the answer is 196,602. And that's it. Okay, ayun, na-correct na rin ni Princess. Correct. Did you get the process? Show a reaction if you understood that process, everyone. Okay, kailangan nyo lang dito ang kaibigan yung si calculator. Okay, very good. And that's it. Finally, before we end, if you remember the question of Jazel a while ago, sir, what if the geometric sequence, the geometric series is infinite? Can we still find the sum? That was her question a while ago, right? And the answer is yes. And this is the last part of our discussion, ayun, which I already discussed a while ago. Where is that? Let's just go back to that one. Nasan ka? Nasan ka? Para makita niya. Ayun, here. Now we are back to this one. There. This is the last part of our discussion, which was already discussed a while ago. But this time, instead of repeating the discussion, I'll just be giving you some hint on how to identify whether this given is, or this geometric series is, has a sum or none. And I believe you already noticed that, because your classmates knew that it's B which has the sum and not A. Patingin nga in the chat box, paki-explain. How will you know if the geometric or the infinite geometric series has a sum? Game, mahala nyo lumabas na essay question to sa periodic exam. How will you know how would you know if the infinite geometric series has a sum? Go, type your answer in the chat box. How would you know? Makinig, walang early bird kanina. May essay question ako ngayon. How would you know? How would you know? I want it in a beautifully written explanation. Game. How would you know? Yes, complete sentence dapat. It's an essay eh. Essay siya. How would you know if the infinite geometric series has a sum? Game. Thanks to Jaisel, at tinanong niya ito kanina. In-explain ko na ito kanina. I just want you to express it verbally so that we will be able to understand it fully. Game. How would you know if the infinite geometric series has a sum? Game. Three already send their answers. I'm giving you chances. Sige pa. Okay. Chance is correct. If the infinite geometric series has a common ratio, oops, lahat ng geometric series has a common ratio. Medyo kulang yung sa'yo, Heaven. Okay, Linaya is correct. Oops, Princess, try again. Okay, Guevara got a cute and unique answer. Correct. Negative 1 to 1. Christian, try again. Between negative 1 and 1. So 0. Kapag 0 yung R mo. Good. Thank you. Okay, sige. Try lang ng try. So, thank you. To those who would like to add more, sige pa, try lang. Okay. Okay, very good. Thank you. I would appreciate if this is your own explanation. Game. Game. How would you know if the infinite geometric series has a sum? Ready? Correct. Okay. So this is already the last part and we are just last 1 minute. I'll save the chat. Okay. So sa mga gusto pang humabol, habol pa. This will end already. Kindly join again for the concluding part of our discussion today. Okay? Thank you. See you again. Last na yon. Tapos we will end already.